Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between CrownRoyal and leunal here on Othello from the 2009 Race Wars. This was sent to me by Sato, a loyal Discord member and a fan of StarCraft in general. Alright, so top side of the map, we have the orange Protoss player playing under a smurf name My Life for Ire, but it's actually CrownRoyal or CrownRoyal, depending on how you say it. And in the bottom right-hand corner here, we have the yellow Terran player. It is leunal. I'm going to go with leunal here, like lunar cycles for the moon. Leunal is another possibility, but that's just harder to say. We're going to go with leunal here versus CrownRoyal. Should be good. So again, thanks Sato for sending this over. And again, if you have a replay, especially from high-level players, that is really well known, that is an excellent game, please feel free to send them to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com, or otherwise link them to me in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord server and hang out with me there, that's fine too. I am there pretty much every waking moment of my day. I've got it on my phone. I have push notifications on. If you want to get my attention, that is your best bet, honestly. Although email's really good too. I also have those push notifications. And I don't get so much spam in general that it's a problem. So maybe one day when I'm huge and I have 8 million subscribers, that's not going to work anymore. I know a lot of people. I'm in a few different Discord servers for different StarCraft personalities, and they are never, ever there. So, yeah, I try to be around. I try to be around and responding to questions and starting discussions and whatnot in the Discord server. It's a good time. Anyway, is anything happening, really? Gateway at home, barracks at home. Othello's a weird map with all sorts of weirdness attributed to it. I believe it is a 3-player map. Oh, come on, Falcon, you gotta look. Is it gonna be a 4-player map with us here today? Yeah, this looks like a spawn location. And so does this. Again, it's odd, just because you're kind of spawning in the middle here, and then you go up and you have an expansion, and it's a little bit wide, and you got these power generators and whatnot. Anyway, nothing too crazy here in the early stages. Happy Saturday if you happen to be, you know, in the time zones where it's Saturday when I post these things. But I hope you enjoyed the matches. Hit that like button if you're excited for them. The algorithm loves likes and comments. I read every single comment anybody ever places on my channel, no matter what video it is, no matter when it was posted. If you go back to 2015 and post on something post a comment on something I put up in like December, I will see it. And I will probably respond to it, especially if it's something interesting. So if you want to get my attention, that's also another decent way. Falcon is really available, is what I'm trying to say here, you guys. I love you all very much. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook, too, at /FalconPaladin. And the social medias. Not that kids these days are super into that, but I believe the demographics for the people who watch this channel are closer to like 25 to 40 than they are 18 or under. So, you know, social media is still a thing, I think. Stargate on the way from the Protoss. Factory production has begun. Here from leunal. And you know what he's not doing here is he's not going for singularity charge. Interesting. So he's not planning on being aggressive here at all. Again, this is 2009. This is a little bit different from the meta today, where we will see the Terran player try to expand, throw up a bunker to defend it, or just get a tank out and defend it that way. But neither player seems super duper interested in expanding unless this SCV has it on its mind. And it sure doesn't. Look at that stopping position. That is not somebody trying to make a command center. Unless he built on the high ground for some extremely cautious reason. Which, I don't know, I guess it makes sense. You know what would be amazing is a scout rush? It's a scout! I didn't know! I promise you, I didn't know. I just thought to myself, what unit could make this a crazy game that Sato would feel the need to send it to me? And the answer is, we opened with a Dragoon and then a scout. Here from CrownRoyal. Are you kidding me right now? Citadel of Adun coming in? I mean, Dead Infested, another loyal fan who is very active on the Discord, ran into somebody as Zerg on the ladder a while ago. That went for a mass scout reaver play that was super effective, he said. Really just made him feel terrible at the game, which the ladder does that to everybody from time to time. Yeah, but look at this quick Stargate. Who makes quick Stargate against Terran? Well, you know, CrownRoyal does, that's for sure. Engineering Bay coming up. Armory coming up here. I don't know that leunal's changing his plans all that much. He is building the command center inside the main, though, which is fantastic. did work out in the end. Who does that? Well, leunal does. Templar Archives coming in now, too. Really just one basing all of the tech here today, right now. Where are our scouts just going to walk in here? We're going to take several hits to kill an SCV. Don't mind us. My gosh, they are so bad. They are so bad. Especially with the ground attack here. 8 damage per shot on a pretty slow DPS basis. What does it take? 5 hits to kill a Marine? Okay, so scout opening, I'm going to say abject failure. I mean, it's a decent scout, but what else is the Terran player going to do other than make a bajillion tanks and run you over with them, right? Although, you can kind of circumvent the billion tank strategy if you went mass scout. I'm just saying. The tanks would be utterly worthless. And I don't know if there's enough anti-air here to be a problem. Not the same scout wanders on in. The Marines are like, look, all it takes is basically 2 of us and you have to get out of here, so just shoo. Just shoo. Go back to where you came from, scout. And, you know, the big problem with the scout is that it has just terrible stats for its cost. It costs a whole bunch. It doesn't give you a lot for it, but even then, even if it was cheaper, I don't know that opening scout would make any sense at all. They're just so bad at hitting ground targets. Unless you stack them. And then a DT follow-up. That's what the Temple Archives was for. I gotta say, it makes sense a little bit. I mean, this is kind of something you would do versus Zerg, right? You kill the Overlords with a scout. You bring the DTs in, and you'd ruin everybody's day. So detection's on the high ground, but no detection down here on that tank. Oh, maybe don't walk right over there, though. Womp. Womp. No missile turrets for anyone, says the DT. Get in there. Kill the tank. Hide. Hide, though. Ugh. Doesn't hide. Second DT goes in. How many scans can they possibly have, he says. Hey, look, another one. Alright, so leunal manages to hold whatever weirdness is happening here from CrownRoyal today. APMs are not killing it at the moment, but that's alright. I'm enjoying it nevertheless. Some of the most entertaining games I have cast in Brood War have been from kind of lower level players. If you didn't see that game that I labeled or titled, but this game though, from a month or 2 ago, you really should go back and watch it. The Protoss ends up getting his own pet Zerg army, and I think that alone should be enough to get you interested in watching that match. It comes down to the barest of minerals on Tau Cross. I mean, there's a lot of places to expand, and it's a longer game is what I'm trying to say. You should watch it. Just search maybe the word though on my channel, and it will come up. Is this scout still trying to accomplish things? Hey, look! Singularity charge is done. So that's incredible. So 2 base Protoss working on, there you go, Arbiter Tribunal. Terran is just like, I'm making a lot of tanks. Your strangeness is not dissuading me from doing this. Like, I'm not trying to rush battle cruisers or anything. Actually, going for battle cruisers when your opponent has scouts is the worst possible idea. There are not many things scouts are good against, but capital ships is one of them. Really good against carriers, battle cruisers. I mean, obviously guardians, but everything's good against guardians. That's not even fair. Yeah, so lot all the tech here in 8 minutes into the game. Terran players just like, look, man, going for vultures. I'm getting spider mines. I'm getting speed. I'm doing all the stuff I'm supposed to do. I don't know what you're trying to do, Orange Protoss player, but I'm not going to be dissuaded from following my own plans. Scout still trying to accomplish things. Still has that 1 kill from that 1 Marine he was able to pick off there. Kind of feel sad for him, to be honest. Although, if you can kind of sit up here... No. Don't take missile turret hits, though. But, like, sit up here and just fire on these guys. You can stay out of the range of the turret. Look, the tanks can't move out because there are DTs and scouts here. Okay, maybe one thing you should do is make a Goliath. Maybe just make 1 Goliath. Is that a Dark Archon? Dude, seriously, this game is crazy already. CrownRoyal is doing all of the Protoss things. All of the Protoss things. He's got a Dark Archon out. Okay. Any game with Dark Archons is a fine game in my book. Sato, you know what I like. This is beautiful stuff so far. Swamp. Ah, spider mines are detectors in their own right, though. Ow, ow. Okay, so 3 spider mines for 1 DT. Probably a good trade for the Terran. That means that they will detect and murder anything that they can see, but they won't provide a detection for nearby friendly units, like turrets do, for example. And tank fire, go. Okay, so Dark Templar dead. I think Terran could probably move out if he wanted to. I really don't know what this Darkon is for. Is he researching Maelstrom? No. Crap. Does he need to research Maelstrom? I'm having a senior moment here. As you know, I am all of 37 years old. Here, I'm going to look it up while casting. Everyone's favorite thing of all time. Da -da 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 -da. We watch Falcon cast for when he Googles stuff while he's casting. Maelstrom. Often misspelled as Maelstrom. It's a fair point. Excellent point. Tell me if you have to... tell me if you have to research it. There's your Goliath, and there's our scout running for its poor life. Huh. Don't know. I guess we'll see. Stasis is researched, though. Third base coming up here from CrownRoyal. And I think Leunal's like, look, enough of these shenanigans. Enough of the Dark Templar. Enough of the scout, which is trying to accomplish things and is really kind of adorable in its attempts. It's going to die at some point, though. Or even bothering with Charon boosters. Not even researching Charon at this stage of the game here for Leunal. Okay, so, I mean, is this mind control then? No, you have to research mind control. I know you have to research mind control. I think maybe Maelstrom is free. We'll see. We'll see if we get Maelstrom out or not. So very patiently kind of doing the Terran thing here. He's going to set up. He's going to land at third base. Very slow and steady. Patient will win the race here sometimes if you're a Terran player. Well, yeah, I hope you're enjoying this cast, especially if maybe you're stuck at home during the coronavirus. There is mind control. Okay, so that's being researched. I'm actually working from home. My kids are home from school for the next 2 weeks. So we're all kind of around each other, maybe driving each other a little nuts, but staying safe, hopefully. And I hope these casts can help you get through this time. Keep in mind, I have a backlog of like 3,000 videos on this channel. So if you want to see certain players or matchups or certain races doing things, certain maps, you can search on my channel and find pretty much anything you would ever want. I would recommend going through my epic playlist. Some of those are going to be StarCraft 2. Maybe you're not interested, but if it's an epic game, it's an epic game. I don't care if it's Brood War or if it is StarCraft 2. It counts a lot in my book, and you'd probably enjoy watching it anyway, but especially watch the Brood War ones for StarCraft. StarCraft, the Brood War, you will enjoy them, guaranteed. I haven't heard much complaint ever about the quality of the epic replays that I've been able to cast on the channel. So again, a lot of tanks. How are the upgrades looking? +1 attack is done for the mech. Dragoon sitting on no upgrades. Arbiter sitting on no upgrades. This feels like a recall ball to me. So let's get a recall done. You have any turrets up this way? Sort of. There's one. That does not seem like enough to stop an Arbiter from doing what it wants to do. And in fact, it is not. Vulture runs on up into a cloaked army, gets massacred. Maybe didn't even see what hit him. Well, let's be honest. SCV scouting about, trying to see if there are any bases to take down. And yes, actually, CrownRoyal is going to expand up here once he has the 400 minerals. And the SCV will observe this. All right, Arbiter, let's get in here. He's trying to dodge the missile turret a little bit. And there's the recall. All right, man. So Zealots are in. Dragoons are in. Did he not bring the... Oh, he didn't recall this group. He recalled one from over here. Fair enough. All right, so Zealots and Dragoons going after your supply depots, which are nicely situated in a place to get recalled. CrownRoyal has not actually successfully been able to expand, and an SCV kills his probe anyway. Unfortunate. Leunal is getting supply blocked into next week, you guys. He is already supply blocked heavily. Several more supply depots are going to go down here. Trying to bring some tanks in to handle this, and the Zealots are a match, but the Vultures are a match for the Zealots, as we know. So, my gosh. All right, so we are heavily, heavily supply blocked. We're looking at 121 U supply of 54 available supply. Available supply for a Leunal here at 15 minutes. That's kind of incredible. Did he recall out? Maybe he... can't actually tell. All right, it's totally fine. I mean, there's another Arbiter, so it is possible. Oh, hang on. Did you mind control an SCV? Where would it be? He brought the Dark... He doesn't have... Okay, so he still has all his energy. He knows there's one around here somewhere. Yes. Yes. Get it. No, 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 no. Yes, turn around. Turn around. Yeah. He's got his own personal pet SCV. Immediately puts it to work building a command center up here in the top left. You think Leunal's like, hold on, I had an SCV up there. He's gone now. Probably assume he just got killed, right? That's the smart play here, is just assume that he got killed. Ah, this is so good. This is so, so, so good. I'm very, very excited about this particular game right now. Even more excited than I was when I saw the scout opening. But hey, man, it's just going to be a ton of arbiters. The problem here for Leunal is he's not really being that aggressive at all, which, in fairness, you don't have to be. You can generally get up to 3 bases as Terran, move out with your tanks, siege up every once in a while, kill everything that tries to kill you, and then suddenly you're up here sieging this mineral line and you win the game. So we'll see if that can be avoided or not by the Protoss army. If you can avoid that future, it would probably be a good thing. Is this the same guy? Is he back from his... Yeah, he's back from his journey. And it really is just a whole ton of arbiters, which I'm honestly a massive fan of. He's coming from different angles, trying to avoid getting splash damage. Leunal is expanding down on this left spawning location, and the top left now belongs to CrownRoyal. You can now build a barracks, you know. What are you going to build to augment your army is the question. Because you have 210 available supply, my friend. That's how this works. If you mind control an enemy unit, you get 200 extra supply to play with. Oh no, Leunal found it. Leunal's like, wait, what? What is this shenaniganry? That SCV is an enemy somehow. What is going on here? And now the question is Leunal going to be able to take this down? Because again, dealing with a 400 supply army, even if you have a million tanks, is not a good time. 1-1 is done for those dudes. Upgrades are kind of foreign concepts. There we go. Now CrownRoyal starts 1-1-1 across the board for his ground units. Scouting SCV goes down. He's going to try to defend it with some cannons, I have to assume. Vultures sneaking right on in to CrownRoyal's base. And yeah, that's a lot of dead probes there. 42 probes remaining. And yeah, once the tanks are here, you kind of just have to let this go, I think. Jumping on in, there is no anti-air, so he's going to stasis these tanks. Very nice, very nice. He's going to stasis these tanks. Very nice, very nice. And he's going to stasis... Is he going to try to stasis more tanks? I'd like him to very much. Jumping right on top of these. We want to screenshot this? Give it a try anyway. That's some really nice stasis. But the problem is we are, well, there's still an army here, and there are now Goliaths, and now the Arbiters are in a lot of trouble. 1 down, and that's going to be 2 down, and the tanks are coming out of stasis now, and suddenly, you know what? Leunal's okay. I'm going to toss this up here. Leunal's looking all right, you guys. He's suddenly got a bunch of tanks, a bunch of vultures. What do you build? Is it just barracks? Ah, factory, factory, factory. He's going to get some mech to augment his standard Protoss army. He's down to 123 supply, though, which is not super ideal, if you ask me. He's running low on gas a little bit. Leunal's economy is fantastic. At 4 bases, at 58 SCVs, and the 3rd base of CrownRoyal is dead. So, does Leunal just win this game regardless would be my question. We're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to work together on that one, ladies and gents. Ah, wrong part of the song. Okay, okay, it's fine. It's 11:15 p.m. Everything is all right over here. So 3rd base down. Leunal seems fairly happy to let that be the thing from now on. The 1-1-1's going to kick in, though, from CrownRoyal at the moment. And what's he... Is he just getting tanks? Is he just going to recall tanks? Oh, man. One of the best things in all of StarCraft to do is recall tanks. All right, man. Bunch of zealots going down, trying to flank from the left side a little bit here, though. Is CrownRoyal running into some of those spider mines. Nice stasis again. Very nicely done. Good storm coming down. And is there enough here to hold from CrownRoyal? I don't actually know. Dark Archon wanders in this way. I'm not sure what he's planning on doing. Unless it's like mind control a tank, which would be kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. I think he's kind of A-moving around, which is not what you want to do if you're a Dark Archon. Is he like absorbing hits? I'm so confused about what his purpose is right now. He just mind controlled the tank and then it died instantly to spider mines. I don't know if that was worth your mind control abilities. Maybe get back home. Very smart. Very nicely done. All right, so 205 total supply available here for CrownRoyal. He can afford to make a bunch of tanks if he wants to, but he's also super worried about the fact that leunal is coming up his front door with 1 million tanks that do have, again, 1-1 with 2-2 on the way, and is threatening to destroy him and everything that he cares about. It's not a good look, is what I'm trying to say here. What the heck is my phone beeping about? Ah, I see. Alright, attack coming on in from leunal. And again, probes getting massacred here. It's 25 probes remaining for CrownRoyal. It really looks like leunal's just kind of going to win this game, despite the efforts that CrownRoyal was able to do here in creating his own Terran army, which he's doing now. In fairness, it's just his main looks like it's going to die. He's making another Arbiter to try to help things. But I don't know how much that's going to matter when there are several Goliaths on the ground. They have 1-1. They're working on 2-2. The 1-1-1 here for the Protoss is helping immensely. Bringing some probes down to try to meat shield a little bit while the Zealots handle the Goliaths to some extent. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's leunal spending his money pretty effectively. He does have a bunch of tanks sitting down here doing nothing at the moment. His production tab is continuing to work here, but his tanks are present, man. All right, man. So CrownRoyal's got his tank army. He's got him cloaked by an Arbiter. He's going to recall this. This is a recall attempt right now. That is why we're clumped up right here. I don't know where an Arbiter is. Did that Arbiter even make it out alive? The one that he was producing in the Stargate here? I'm not sure that it did. Oh, wait. It's still producing. It does take approximately forever for those to come out, in fairness. So this Arbiter is going to come go for the recall. And maybe try to wipe out this 4th base of leunal. If you can set up tanks on this high ground, it's going to be hard for leunal to break without dropships. Which is kind of interesting how that works. All right, so this... I mean, you're taking bets, right? There's the recall with the tanks. Took down a bunch of SCVs. I don't think the Arbiter came out of that Stargate, unfortunately. But cloaked tanks, man. The problem is the cloak's not real once the Arbiter's dead, or if you have scans, you know. So nicely done there by leunal, holding on. To some extent here, at least. He's got tanks firing, but the cloak the scan wore off there. So these are still invisible. I mean, not that he can see them with his vision anyway. I think he's out of range. Regardless, but yeah, CrownRoyal's going to lose all of his stuff. All his production's going to go down. He's a Terran player now, and that's where he's going to have to be. He's going to have to win this thing in a TVT scenario in order to be the ultimate victor here today. He's producing 4 tanks at a time. Don't mind him at all. It's 2-2 now for the tanks, which is just decent upgrades here for 44 or 24 minutes into the game. Is he... Oh, another scan comes up. Ah! Loses the tank. What he needs to do is wait for the scan to wear off. Ah, here we go. Sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky invisible siege tanks. Wrecking all your stuff. Oh, that's so good. That's such a great play. A bit of a whiff on a storm, but I think he got the tank anyway, so that counts for something. Main base of CrownRoyal is kaput. It is dead. It's 174 to 79 supply. Right now in favor of leunal. He just has a massive advantage. He's got the better upgrades. He's got the better army. CrownRoyal's trying to do some awesome stuff here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough for him. my life or Ire just decided to run a bunch of tanks into a meat grinder and lose them all. I don't know what that was. It was not good play, however, whatever it happened to be. Top right-hand base. It's gone at this point. There is no more left. No more evidence at all that CrownRoyal used to live in this top right-hand corner whatsoever. So now the problem here for leunal is, I guess he has this base, is that he's kind of getting mined out. His natural doesn't look good. His main is done. His third base is done as well. Fourth base is toast. So income-wise, he's not super healthy, but he does have a massive, ginormous army. This scout, though, he's got 2 kills now. What did he kill? What's the second one? Look at him go, though. When do we ever see scouts, in all honesty? He's trying to go for another recall, it looks like. He doesn't have the energy for it, though, does he? He does. Never mind, that's the purple bar. I know what I'm talking about. He's going for a big old recall on something with all these tanks that are already in siege mode. I'm not sure he's going to get it off, is what I'm trying to say, though. As, again, leunal just has the bigger army. He has the better upgrades. He's got Goliath and Vulture support. And there's not much that CrownRoyal can do here to win this game. He's trying to bring the Arbiter home. But I think even if leunal doesn't make any more money in this game whatsoever, he's still got this thing won. He just has the massive advantage in army size, and sometimes that's all that really matters here. You can have a lot of income here. So he recalls already sieged tanks in, but the scan is on time. The Arbiter goes down. All the tanks get evaporated and removed from the map. CrownRoyal desperately trying to make his own tanks here. Maybe doesn't quite understand how to play TVT. I'm not sure what he was trying to do with the mind control anyway. It was a good attempt. It was a good attempt here from CrownRoyal. But at the end of the time, leunal is just a really standard, solid Terran player. He knows how you win is slow and steady wins the race. If your opponent is doing something weird and off the hook, just keep doing what you're doing. And more often than not, you're going to be just fine. He's working on 3-3 for his tanks, but I really don't think he needs them at all. He just walking tanks up this ramp, not even sieging them up at this stage. And this is the last remaining source of income for CrownRoyal. He is dead. He is finito. And that's going to be a good game. So I don't like to call good games before somebody actually leaves, because you never know what can happen. But there you go. I should have won this game, said CrownRoyal. I mean, sort of. leunal says lol. I mean, yeah, you probably should have, and that's it. He's out. leunal is your winner in 28 minutes and 31 seconds. What a match. A lot of fun, Sato. Thank you for sending that one in. Appreciate you thinking about me and finding stuff for me to cast. So, yeah, man, we got mind control. It wasn't really well controlled, if you can ignore the dad joke there. But, yeah, he should have won. I mean, he should have been able to get up. I'm trying to think of what he could have done here to help augment his Protoss army. Battle cruisers would have been interesting, but the Goliath count was already pretty high for leunal because he was worried about those Arbiters. They would have been fun at the very least. Again, recalling tanks into some place like this would have been awesome. Recalling tanks into some place like this would have been awesome. I think he could have snuck in here and done it. Maybe actually taken out some of this production, but yeah, at the end of the time, he just never really won a straight-up engagement. He came closest down on this right side when he stasis most of the tanks that leunal had, but he wasn't able to finish them off, and they came out of stasis and won and then killed his base, and then continued marching up reinforcements, resulting in the loss of the main base entirely. So great job by him, and hit that like button if you enjoyed it. End of the score here, 181,000 points for leunal, 137 for CrownRoyal. Ends up producing far fewer units, killing fewer units, and losing more units. That is bad math. It doesn't work out for you. The buildings raised here by leunal, 66 is a lot in a PvT. And then resources, about the same. I mean, yes, that's an excellent point here, CrownRoyal. You did outmine your opponent, minerals and gas and total spent. You outspent him by a little bit, but if you're a Protoss player, you kind of have to zerg your Terran opponent. You have to expand a bunch more. You have to have more bases than they do. They're not going to move out for a while. You saw that leunal did not move out until he was on 3 bases and had a big army. You could have expanded 3-4 times, gotten up way more resources, way more Dragoons. And then maybe if you had an augmented tank army in addition to your maxed out army, you could have won some battles, but you didn't, and that's okay. You will be able to come back and fight another day because that's what StarCraft is all about. Beautiful, beautiful game, really fun stuff, and that's going to be it from me. So, this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.